Yo, what's up, y'all? This is your big bad brother, Sky Blue. Right now, you messing with the untouchable, the unmistakable, the incredible, the amazing Rugrat.
So you've travelled most of the world. Where's your favourite city or party you've done, would you say?
You know, the beautiful thing I think about the music that we make is that it's the same type of people that kind of, flock to all our events. So it's no matter where we go, man, it's that love, it's that party, it's that vibe. And so I really kind of go by this model. My next show is my best show. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's always getting better. And so I'm looking forward for today to be the best show I've ever had. Like, honestly,
Fantastic. So we did some digging. We found out your grandfather, Barry Gordon, was involved in Motown. Has this influenced your career or your musical upbringing?
I'm sure it has, because we've all grew up in our families and we know our families for who our families are. Just because maybe my grandfather's done what he's done and it's amazing, it's great, but growing up, I got lessons from a grandfather that is giving it to his grandson. Yeah. And then also being around him and all the people that he's been around, I also kind of, because Rick James, Michael Jackson, wow. I would be as a kid and I'd see how they walk, I'd see how they talk, I'd see how they carry themselves, and that's something that I would look and say, man, one day I want to be like that. Yeah. One day I want to be a star. One day I want to be somebody that, helps inspire the world. And so that's where I think, a lot of that comes from,
Okay. So after the huge success of LMFAO, what's the next move for Sky Blue?
I'm a solo artist right now. I just dropped my solo album for free. Wow. A lot of people told me not to, but it's really about the love of music and it's not about the money. I mean, I've made a lot of money, but I realized that that money is great, man, but it's about the love, man. It's about being here and feeling the love and being with people and they appreciate the music and that's what keeps me going. Because if it's about money, I'll stop right now. I don't want to do that though. I want to be great at music and I want to leave something behind that people really, are inspired by. That's just really what I want. And I really realized that through my career.
Fantastic. So any artists you want to work with or any collaborations coming up, or have you got anything in the pipeline that you can just let us know about?
Well, my second album's almost done.
Oh, wow.
Just my first single from my first album is called Pop Bottles featuring Mark Rosas. We dropped that with a video. My current single is called Salud with Wilma Valderrama, Sensato, and Rugrat. Wow. And that was shot, that video was shot where they shot Django. My next record is called I Wanna Party off of my album. And then we'll be off to it.
Okay, so what advice would you have for someone trying to break into the music industry and do something like what you've done and what you've achieved?
I'd say, basically, you gotta set your plan. You gotta understand to a degree where you want to end up. It's not like you have to have every step basically set, but it's like, hey man, I want to be the most innovative and successful DJ in the game. So now, if that's your plan, if that's what you want to do, then you go look and you study all the top DJs right now, and then you go study all the technology and see how you can innovate and how you can become a different type of entertainer than they are and bring something different to the table. And so in the wanting of doing something, and that's where the success comes. As long as you don't listen to no negative people coming telling you like, oh, you're no good or this and that, because trust me, they told LMFAO, what the hell? Now, what's it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what kind of music programs and stuff do you use?
Ableton, Logic, Tractor, Studio One. I've learned to be able to use a lot of programs, so when I'm rapping, I can go in and be like, nah, let me just
yeah.
That's what I need. Right.
That's great,
So, iTunes, we went to your iTunes and we found out your last 3 purchases or downloads or whatever. Who are you listening to at the moment, or who you getting inspiration
I
from?
just downloaded Terraplane Sun. It's a good friend, it's a band of mine. Awesome, so good. Like Foster the People.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark Rosas, Chelsea Corker, Swayze, all the people from Big Bad, they just released some great music, and so I'm bumping that. But also, Avicii just dropped his new record, it's amazing. And there's a bunch, man, there's so much music, because I'm a DJ, so a lot of the music that I have, I don't really know the artist of it. I might remember the track name, but like I organize it all, and you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of music I listen to.
Tell us something no one knows about you.
Secret.
I was a sponsored skateboarder and I won first place in a competition for my whole city when I was 13.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a half pipe in my backyard right now. I skate all the time.
Wow.
Skating to shows.
Yeah, skating at shows, all that. Yeah.
Wow. So that's probably one of the things you can't live without. I was just about to ask you, what 3 things can you not live without?
My lady, my music, my family.
Amazing.
So what does like an average day consist of for you?
I wake up about 5:30 in the morning. I work out MMA. I do MMA. Like I have a guy named Joey Escobar, who's a 7-time world karate champion.
Wow.
We learned from Chuck Norris. He just lived down the street. I didn't know he was all that, but he's dope.
Yeah.
And so he trains me at 6:30, but I wake up early. And then from there, I work on some stuff with my people. So we do like music video or make a song or whatever, and handle all the business. And then that night, it's really all creative throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then that night, I train again because I'm really looking to become the best possible shape I can as far as the human body, like as healthy as possible. I still drink and I still party, but with that aside, not when I'm performing and doing rocking. In my other time, I want to become so healthy and so fit, you know? So that's what I'm doing.
That's fantastic.
Making me feel guilty now. I feel like I should be going gym and training or be training a
I
lot
got my
harder.
jump rope in the room.
He was just mentioning insanity actually,
I
just
said
briefly
it's
beforehand.
insanity.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So finally from us, like we see some really interesting riders when we put tours together. If money wasn't an object, what would be on your rider?
If money wasn't an object, what would you want? Shit.
That's an interesting one, right?
I would have to say, I would like to have a half pipe. I would like to have a basketball court, like at least one hoop.
Wow.
Don't have to have 2
Amazing.
hoops. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.